All right, well, here we are out with Ruby, and we are at one of our favorite local parks, finishing up our board and train program, and going to show you kind of some of the things that we did. Every dog starts off the same with this idea that we should never get to the end of the leash at any time for any reason. And so we call that the unspoken command, because I really shouldn't have to ask them not to pull me. And so as we take this nice long trail, we're gonna always have that in effect. So it's not something you should have to say, you just have to be prepared to reinforce it if need be. And the way that we reinforce it, whether they're lagging behind or whether they're pulling ahead, is as I step away, if she's not with me right there, I'm going to proactively make a couple little quick tugs on her collar, and you see her shaking her head and then getting where she needs to be. Now she's slightly ahead, so there again, I'm just checking her back, not saying anything as I do, because again, it's the unspoken command. It should be a given that a dog learns never to pull at any time for any reason. So when you're walking your dog, just be prepared to watch her, and whether she's lagging behind or racing ahead or going too far to the right or going too far to the left, we're just going to proactively tug in the opposite direction she's going in order to remind her not to get the end leash at any time for any reason. Of course, you have the prerogative, like right now, I choose to stop and let her watch those people walking. She's just a little curious, and why not? I'm not in a hurry. But if I start to move on, right there, just that little reminder that she should kind of keep an eye on me, and she should move when I move. It's a subtle but powerful way to begin to demonstrate to a dog in a way that they understand who's the leader and who's the follower in this relationship. Intermittently on a regular walk like this, it's good just to go ahead and give a verbal command to her. Ruby, sit. Good girl. What a pretty dog. Good. Okay, so release word. She can stop sitting and get up at any time after that and go right back into that unspoken command of not getting the end of the leash. And really, that's the only rule here. She can sniff the ground, she can be ahead or behind, she can be on my right side or on my left side, unlike the heel command that would require her to be in her heel position. We're going to show you that here in a minute. Ruby, sit. If she doesn't, we're just going to say no, sit. Just like that, tugging up slightly behind her head to pivot her head up and her bottom down, and of course that makes her into a sit position. So now we're going to show you this heel position. If I can get my camera out here. Good. So she should be on my left side. Her head should be right about where it is there. Her paws and my feet should be parallel with each other. As I give the heel command, I'm going to lead with my left foot. So if your dog heels on the left, you lead with your left when you give the heel command. For now, I'm going to give the verbal as well as the physical command, heel. By leading with my left foot, I'm doing it physically, and of course, using my voice to say heel, I'm doing it verbally. You can, as you continue to practice this, at times just choose to not do a verbal and just lead with your left foot, and she should fall right into this heel position. This is the most strict command we teach any dog to do. They shouldn't sniff the ground. They shouldn't be even 2 inches too far ahead or 2 inches too far behind. They have to stay on our left side, but not too far to our left. And they can't go to our right side. They shouldn't look away, and they shouldn't go potty. They really should focus with you every step of the way. And this is an important command. In fact, I think the most important command in terms of creating a good, solid leader-follower relationship, and also getting that focus really sharp so that you can go through high levels of distraction or dangerous areas like crossings on roads and heel. High levels of distractions like walking through the veterinarian's office. This heel command is the one of choice for that. When we stop at the end of the heel, they should sit automatically. There you go. Good girl. If I lead with my right foot, she should stay put in her sit position. Nope, sit. Just a little reminder there that nope, sit. Leading with my right foot now. Good. There. Now with the left, heel. Good. Good girl. Now we're getting into a higher level of distraction for a lot of dogs. This is a place in the park where all the squirrels live, it seems, or most of them. I've also seen deer and heel, rabbits. This is a nature preserve back here, and nature is preserving and enjoying that. So for a lot of dogs, this becomes a little higher level of distraction because they do have a lot of prey drive that causes them to want to chase those squirrels and rabbits and even deer or birds if they get a chance. Good dog, Ruby. Sit. No, sit. Good. Down, Ruby. Down. There you go. Good. Okay. Now we're back in that unspoken command. Of course, she wants to run straight out ahead. And that's a demonstration by her body language what dogality type she is. So we always talk about dogality types, and there's 5 main roots of dogality. So there's dominant, outgoing, guarded, supportive, and submissive. And that actually spells dogs with an extra S. She has a high dominant with the underside of outgoing dogality type. And speaking of which, Ruby, sit. Sit. Here's her biggest distraction is other dogs. We're going to see how we do with this. Heel. Good. Akita. I don't see those every day. Good. And we're just going to cut off the trail here. Let these guys pass through. You can tell their dog's much like Ruby. Come on, heel. Heel. Come on. Heel. Go ahead through. Sit. Good. Beautiful, Akita. You don't see those very often these days. Yeah, just about a year. How about yours? Yeah. Good. And this is a real good tip for everybody, really. When you know your dog's biggest distraction is other dogs, and you can read that the other dog that they're seeing is also highly energized by the sight of other dogs, the best thing to do, if you can, is just get off the path a little bit, do your sit command, and start to desensitize them to that type of trigger by letting them just sit and watch it, versus trying to heel right past it, where they're going to literally come within no sniffing distance of one another. This way, you've got them able to stay in that sit and focus, and good job, Ruby. Able to work through that distraction really well. Good girl. Heel, and now we'll just continue to heel. And as we do, I'm asking her to stay focused on me. No heel. We're going the opposite direction where that dog went. Good. Yeah, not bad. Good girl. Sit. Good, Ruby. And okay. Awesome. So yeah, I was saying, her dog-outy type is high dominant with an underscore outgoing. And really, that's a pretty challenging combination. The outgoing side of them, makes them kind of really energetic party animals that like to, just go say hi to everybody and everything. Now, she's a little picky about what she's, looking to party with, which is good. Some outgoing dogs are they'll party with a butterfly or a grasshopper as enthusiastically as they will, another dog or a kid. And Ruby is really stable and calm around kids. I guess she's got a couple with her at home. And today at the Jorgensen's YMCA, you'll see where she held really nicely in her sit command as this little boy who she had never seen before came up and asked if he could pet her, and she held her sit the whole time, which shows a great amount of stability and control around kids. So that distraction, if you will, or stimulation, is something she can handle really, professionally. The dog thing is her kryptonite. We always say that, Superman was super strong until he got around kryptonite, and every dog has kind of that thing in life that really gets them going. For some dogs, it's treats that really get them crazy going. Some dogs, it's toys, like a tennis ball or something like that. Some dogs, it's kids. Some dogs, it's bikes. Some dogs, it's birds. Some dogs, it's dogs. The list goes on and on. Once you know your dog's kryptonite, you've got to try to start to, approach that. Can we desensitize Superman to kryptonite, by keeping him far back and letting his body slowly adapt, maybe having him focus on techniques to keep himself relaxed, and can his body finally adjust to kryptonite? I don't know. Of course, the story doesn't tell us in the movie. That wasn't even something he tried to do. He just tried to stay away from it altogether. But in our life, it's pretty hard to keep a dog from being around other dogs. Kryptonite was a lot more rare, and other dogs are in our dog's life. So what I just showed you back there with the sit command is really the best way to start. Keeping them back, keeping them focused on a sit command, keeping them under control. And then as time goes on, they'll get desensitized to seeing other dogs. And then as time goes on from there, you can start to get them desensitized to, walking behind other dogs, or even walking beside other dogs, type of thing, until finally they're, probably always going to like to play with other dogs, but not be over the top too much with excitement. From here, we're going to go into another heel command as we see a person walking our way. So I'm going to have her sit, and then we're going to go ahead and heel. Hi. No heel. Good girl. No heel. Good. There you go. Good. Sit. Good girl. So she's a little curious, but she wasn't like over the top excited like she is when she sees other dogs. And so we were actually able to heel through that distraction, which is a little more challenging than having them sit through a distraction. So distance, like we got even some distance between us and the other dog. That's a factor. doing the sit command instead of the heel command. That's much easier. So that was another thing that we did. And then with the person walking, we chose to heel through that, which is a lot higher level command to try to do under distraction. And she did really very well. You saw she maybe looked around a little bit, but other than that, she did quite well. Ruby, heel. Another opportunity here. Good girl. Oh. Good dog. Nope. Maybe a little looking back there, but not bad. There we go. Not allowed to look back during the heel command. You're supposed to stay focused. There we go. That's what we like right there. Good girl. And stopping, making sure we get that nice sit. Good girl. Okay. Okay. Free dog. Good. All right. Well, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to show you a little bit more about the things that we taught, and a couple of more demos out here in the park. And then we're going to put together some video with you showing you how we've done the coupler between her and the other Rottweiler, Ottis. And the coupler is a cool thing. We'll talk about that as we get to show you in the video. Stay tuned. Ruby, heel. Good dog. All right, so here we are. Going to just take you through this down command, show you the technique if she doesn't lay down. She's a dominant dog, and dominant dogs tend to resist the down command because it is a submissive posture, and so the dominant dogs kind of think you should lay down for them instead of them laying down for you. But it's a great command for every dog because they can literally fall asleep doing it and wake up an hour later still doing it, which if you think about even the sit command, 3 minutes is a pretty long time. 3 minutes is nothing for the down. So when you give this command, you're just from the heel position going to put your hand out like this and then give the verbal command down. Good girl. Good. She did it no problem. As before, if we lead with the right foot, she should stay put. So the outside foot, they shouldn't leave their position. But if I lead with the inside foot, just like with the sit, good. You see she gets up and falls into that heel position for me. No, heel. Good. Good girl. Good. Good. Down. Very nice. If she hadn't laid down when I told her, all I would have done is just lift my foot up and kind of stepped on the leash to help her toward the ground. She's really gotten a lot better at that versus when we first started training her in the beginning of the program. She was, very resistant to it, and then she got really squirrely before she would do it, and now she's kind of settling into this idea of, yeah, I can just go ahead and do that for you. So once again, lean with that right foot. She should stay put. There you go. No, there. No, down. She gets up just like that. You're just stepping. Good. Good girl. Come. We worked a lot on the come command. When we call them, sit. I want them to come and sit. So it's not good enough just to come and stand. I want them to come and sit. That way, if I got to put a leash back on them or put a collar on them or something like that, I can do that. Okay. I learned a long time ago, if I don't make them come and sit, then they tend to come and go all at the same time. We call those doggy flybys, and it could be a problem. So we want to make sure that they come and sit. So one more time, come. That's the ticket. That's the one right there. Good girl. I don't mind if they sit a little crooked. I mean, she wants to kind of lean into me and even, but I take that as affection, and I don't mind it. If we're doing obedience competitions, they should sit in front of you, about hand distance away, that sort of thing. But, for a pet, if she wants to come and kind of swing around and lean on me a little bit, I really don't mind. Actually, kind of feels nice. So we'll let that go. I think you don't mind either. Okay, good girl. All right, well, that's about it. We're going to head back to the way we came and show you how we load her into the vehicle. And then we're going to put together the rest of this video and bring her back to you guys. And let me know if you have any questions. As always, we like to wish everybody happy training. Okay. All right, so we like to have what we call healthy habits to everything, whether that be playtime, meal time, bedtime, or in this case, travel time. So we like to make sure that every dog that we train learns that they don't ever get in without a command and they don't ever get out without a command. So just for safety's sake, sit. Good girl. Good, sit. Good. That's a good girl. Find my keys here. Good. Sit. No, sit. Hup. Good girl. Good dog. You did great today. Good job. All right. So she's loaded up. We're going to take our leash off again for safety's sake, and also because we don't want anything to happen to a nice leash. Maybe the dog would chew on it or something. Otis, you did your great job too. It's your turn next. We'll get you out, get you a little bit of training. Of course, Otis has done this before, but you guys are great. Talk to you later. Sit. Good. Now sit. Good. Good. Good girl. That's good, right? Good. Okay, let's heel. 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 Sit. Sit. Good. Okay. Come on. Heel. Come on. Come on. Sit. Good. Good dog. Good, Ruby. Good, Ruby. Okay. Come on, this way. Good. You can pet her if you want. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. What's her name?
She's a Rottweiler. Her name is Ruby. Is that your dog?
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Charlie.
Charlie, huh? He looks like he's pretty excited.
Wait.
Yeah. Well, we got to get going. Nice to see you. Have a good day.
Yep.
Heel. Come on. Let's get going. Sit.
Cute pup.
Ottis, sit. Ottis, sit. Ruby, sit. Sit. Ruby, sit. Ruby, sit. Ruby, sit.